Sherry Preston. On Monday, it was wildfires tearing up Texas and Oklahoma. Overnight, it was tornadoes. ABC's Jim Ryan is in Dallas.
Get inside! Get inside!
Outside a Walmart in the Austin suburb of Round Rock, Twitter user Jaboy James Watson caught the sound of a tornado skipping through the parking lot. 250 miles to the north, the same line of storms ripped through Grayson County, where Sarah Summers is head of emergency management.
The earliest reports were somewhere between 20 to 40 homes. 20 homes at the very least.
At least one person was killed and 7 were hospitalized in that county along the Texas-Oklahoma border. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
It'll be a full day of questioning for Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson as she continues her confirmation hearings on Capitol Hill. During her opening statement, she said,
"If I am confirmed, I commit to you that I will work productively to support and defend the Constitution and this grand experiment of American democracy that has endured over these past 246 years.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has invited Pope Francis to his country to witness the war firsthand. His latest video address looking for help was to the Italian parliament. Zelensky says the invasion has turned ordinary Ukrainians into heroes. Pfizer is sending its COVID medicine overseas.
Low and middle income countries around the world are getting shipments of Pfizer's antiviral coronavirus drug. Pfizer supplying up to 4 million treatment courses of Paxlovid to UNICEF, which will then make the treatments available to select countries accounting for 53% of the world's population starting in April. Paxlovid is a series of oral tablets taken over 5 days, given to high-risk people early on during a COVID infection. The receiving countries are paying for the drug at cost without a profit going to Pfizer. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
Still no cause for the China air crash of a Boeing 737 that left 132 people presumed dead. You're listening to ABC News.
Are you more than $10,000 in debt? Feel like you're on a never-ending treadmill, staying in one place and never getting ahead with those minimum payments? You feel like there's no way out? Don't let the credit card companies bully you anymore. There are programs in place to help you get free of your debt, and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. The program at Total Financial Freedom can help you get debt-free in months instead of decades. Get off the debt treadmill and stop the harassment. Get free of credit card debt, signature loans, department store cards, internet loans, and medical bills. Call now at 800-533-6605 for free information. For about 10 years, Total Financial Freedom has helped thousands. They're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, too. Get off the endless cycle without having to declare bankruptcy. You'll have the right to settle your debt for a mere fraction of what you owe. Call Total Financial now at 800-533-6605. That's 800-533-6605.
Hundreds of workers at a Chevron oil refinery in the San Francisco Bay Area are on strike today. BK White is one of the leaders of the union.
The cost of living in the Bay Area, as any blue-collar worker knows, has gotten to the point that it's hard to live. Our workers have to live 45 minutes to an hour out.
At issue, wages and safety concerns. No new talks scheduled amid questions about whether the strike will affect gas supplies in California, already with the highest prices in the nation in that state. Fed Chair Jerome Powell telling a meeting of business economists that the Fed may speed up plans for interest rate hikes this year. That could include hikes of a half point, something the Fed has not done for more than 20 years. After recent violence in Miami Beach during a spring break, officials there putting a midnight to 6 a.m. curfew in place starting this Thursday. And a new honor for the father of the Godfather movies.
We now declare today Francis Ford Coppola Day in Hollywood.
The 5-time Oscar winner finally getting his due at the age of 82, a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. His Twixt leading lady, Elle Fanning, one of the speakers.
Francis told me to never lose my youthful spark. He said to never compromise and always strive for creative freedom.
His sister Talia Shire also taking the stage, and the legendary director giving a very brief speech, but he was clearly honored.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
The star comes just ahead of The Godfather's 50th anniversary on Thursday. Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Hollywood.
This is ABC News.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs
and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner?
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. I am Hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
The reasons more and more people are coming to NC Tractor to do business are the selection of Massey Ferguson tractors, Bobcat zero-turn mowers, fantastic customer service, and the special Phil Sheehan seasonal discounts. NC Tractor on Railroad Avenue in Rutherford is making dreams come true for folks who want the rest.
Today we're going to see highs in the low to mid 70s with high clouds rolling through. It's still going to be a pleasant one with slightly warmer temperatures compared to yesterday, but overall we're going to see a little bit more cloud cover. By tonight we'll fall into the low to mid 50s with highs topping off in the upper 60s and upper 70s for tomorrow. We also have a chance of seeing some strong to severe thunderstorms through the second half of the day. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Thank you very much, Peter. Good morning, everybody. 5 minutes after 7, and we have 48 degrees reading on our thermometer this morning. Rain comes in here tonight and tomorrow, and the weekend is clearing up nicely. It looks really nice out there for the weekend. Now I have these death announcements. Ben Queen Jr., 78, of Sunshine, died Monday, March 21st. Those arrangements incomplete right now and will be announced by Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service for Ben Queen Jr. Larry Bob Tomlin of Rutherfordton died Monday, March 22nd. Those arrangements also incomplete and will be announced by McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Service. And again, that's Larry Bob Tomlin. Patsy Day Salmon, age 73, passed away Sunday, March 20th at Hospice of the Carolina Foothills. Funeral services will be held 1 p.m. today at Fellowship Holiness Church in Spindale. The family will receive friends 30 minutes prior to the service. Burial will follow in the church cemetery. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Patsy Day Salmon. Libby Dean Elliott, 66, of Rutherfordton, died Friday, March 18th at Hospice House of the Carolina Foothills. A funeral service will be held 11 o'clock today at Green Hill Baptist Church. The visitation was yesterday, and the burial will be in Green Hill Baptist Church Cemetery. McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Service is in charge of the arrangements for Libby Dean Elliott. Paula Jean Newman Anderson, age 79, of Forest City, passed away Friday at Solace Hospice in Asheville. A funeral mass will be conducted at 11 o'clock today at Immaculate Conception Catholic Church in Forest City, and burial will follow in the Cool Springs Cemetery. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Paula Jean Newman Anderson. Carolyn Ann Pascal died March 16th in Knoxville, Tennessee. She will be laid to rest at Rutherford County Memorial Cemetery, Chase High Road, Forest City, where a graveside service will be conducted on Saturday, March 26th at 1 o'clock. Visitors are welcome to attend, and Mike Mahan's Funeral Home and Cremation Service in Rutherford and in charge of the arrangements for Carolyn Ann Pascal. Foy Roop Jones, age 84, of Forest City, died Saturday, March 19th at Trinity Village in Hickory. The funeral service will be at West Memorial Baptist Church, 2:30 p.m. Sunday. Burial will be at West Memorial Baptist Church Cemetery, and no formal visitation is planned. Mike Vance Funeral Home serving the family of Foy Roop Jones. Melissa Flack Bradley, age 52, of Rutherfordton, died Saturday, March 19th at Hospice House of the Carolina Foothills. The family will receive friends from 6 until 8 o'clock today at McMahon's Funeral Home. The graveside service will be at Eternal Hills Memorial Park at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Burial will be at Eternal Hills Memorial Park. And McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Services in charge of the arrangements for Melissa Flack Bradley. James A. Knorr, Jr., age 83, of Forest City, died Friday at Rutherford Regional Medical Center. There will be no services held at this time, and Mike Mann's Funeral Home and Cremation Services serving the family of James A. Knorr, Jr. Laura Janelle Flynn Summy, age 85, died March 18th. Online condolences may be made at Crow's Mortuary. All services will be private for Laurel Janelle Flynn Summy. Those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. For complete information on these and others as they become available to us, do tune in this morning at 11:35 and then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report. Complete word on the obituaries. Here is Bill O'Reilly Morning Update.
Bill O'Reilly here, and I'm warming up from the NRIA.net studios in New York. Stand by for the O'Reilly Update Morning Edition. If you are stuck in a timeshare, please call my friends at Lone Star Transfer. They guarantee to get you out with a specified time frame given to you in writing. They have helped thousands of unhappy timeshare owners over the past decade. Family owned, their process is done legally, ethically, and quickly. So please call for a no-obligation consultation. 855-551-7066 or visit LoneStarTransfer.com. On this Tuesday, the world has had a very tough time lately with the 1-2 punch of COVID and Putin. These two events have changed everything on the planet quickly. 3 years ago, no one could have predicted this. Now, COVID will eventually be defeated by medical science, and Putin will go down. We just don't know exactly how. But an unstable dictator with nukes cannot survive for long. Hopefully, the Russian people will realize that, rise up, and the Russian military will depose Putin. It's frustrating because no one knows how long that will take. But again, Vladimir Putin has put himself in a position where he can never rejoin the community on Earth. He is a war criminal. Just put yourself in the shoes of Ukrainians. Here you have your towns being blown up, Russian soldiers shooting civilians down, including women and children. And Ukraine, population 44 million, is fighting back, but Russia is much more powerful. This is all because of one man, Vladimir Putin. At least 3 million people have fled Ukraine. So let's all pray Putin gets it soon. Now this. Investors, are you sitting on capital or wanting to diversify? The NRIA Real Estate Development Fund provides returns right now. They capitalize on strategic markets. They offer steady monthly payouts plus double-digit annualized returns. Start your due diligence at nria.net or call 800-800-1414. That's easy. 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
This is Gilbert. I'm back on the air every Saturday from 8 to 9. So put on a pot of coffee, sit down, and listen to Gilbert Talks Taxes. You just might learn something.
Hi, it's Jones Angel. Thanks for staying tuned to our friends here in Rutherford County. WCAB, Rutherfordton.
Next Tar Heel game is Friday evening, UNC versus UCLA, and that'll be at 8 o'clock countdown, 8:30 pregame, 9:30 tip-off as they continue in the NCAA.
Jerome Shield, or Rome as he was known, was born on March 22, 1862 in Mississippi. His father died soon after his birth, and his mother moved the family to Texas. A year after the birth of Rome, and about 70 miles away from the area in Texas where he and his family moved, Thomas was born into the Ketchum family. Both of Tom's parents died when he was 9 years of age. While the two boys were growing up, their paths crossed several times. As a young man, Rome was elected the Animal and Hide Inspector, making sure cattle were branded correctly. Meanwhile, Tom also got involved in cattle, rustling them. Rome, as a 26-year-old, was so impressive in his ability to confront and overcome rustlers much older than he, that he was elected county sheriff. Meanwhile, his neighbor Tom had moved to New Mexico and acquired the name of Blackjack. And Blackjack Ketchum began robbing stages and trains. Rome was a tough law officer. He didn't put up with rowdies and vagrants. And he didn't think the county should have to feed them while in jail. So instead of arresting them, he simply ran them out of the county. On September of 1899, Blackjack Ketchum was captured. Rome Shield was asked to come to New Mexico and identify the guy with whom he had grown up. During the meeting, they exchanged stories of more pleasant times. Blackjack even told of a time when Rome was chasing him, and unknowingly, Blackjack could have shot Rome from ambush. Soon afterward, the two men parted company permanently as Rome witnessed Blackjack being hanged. You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Jesse James Railroad Express has added 2 new sandwiches to their menu. Try the all-new crispy chicken sandwich with lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise, or the crispy deluxe with lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, bacon, and cheese. And now, the new beer-battered fish sandwich. All come with sides. Enjoy a refreshing milkshake or a hand-dipped ice cream cone. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Closed Wednesday and Sunday. Jesse James Railroad Express, 531 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. Call 828-447-4644. Mondays only, hot dog with mustard, chili, and onions for only $1.24 each. All aboard the Jesse James Railroad Express.
Congratulations to Jesse James Railroad Express, voted 2021 Best of Rutherford County hot dogs and hamburgers 5 years in a row.
Now let's go to the phones on this Tuesday morning to find out what's been going on in the past few hours. It's 16 minutes after 7. On the phone with me right now is Sergeant Brendel. Good morning. How you doing today?
Good morning, sir. I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing well. Beautiful day's going to shape up here pretty soon.
I hope so.
Yes. What's on the report for the past 24?
Past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has answered 175 calls, processed 16 arrests, and currently have 169 incarcerated. Under our arrest reports, we have a Preston William Neely, 27-year-old white male of Ellenboro, was charged with 1 count of second-degree trespassing, given a $1,000 unsecured bond. We have a Kelsey Marie Stanley, 26-year-old white female of Rutherford, charged with 2 counts of failure to appear on a misdemeanor, given a $1,000 secure bond. We have a Devon Tyrell Twitty, 23-year-old black male of Rutherford, was charged with 1 count of attempted first-degree murder, 4 counts of assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, given a no bond on that. We have a Billy Shelton Frauder, 47-year-old white male of Mooresboro, charged with 2 counts of failure to appear on a misdemeanor, given a $500 unsecured bond. We have a Brian Stephen James, 55-year-old white male of Georgia, was charged with 1 count of misdemeanor probation violation, given a $5,000 unsecured bond. We have a Marcus Jackson, 36-year-old black male of Spindale, charged with or served with 3 true bill indictments, given a $15,000 secured bond. We have a Christopher Michael Mitchell, 36-year-old black male of Ellenboro, was served with 1 true bill of indictment, given a $5,000 secure bond. We have a Brian Kevin Cole Jr., 21-year-old white male of Boston, charged with 2 counts of failure to appear on a misdemeanor, given a $500 secured bond. Under our incident reports, we have a couple for you. First one's going to be Elkin Gomez from Kings Mountain, reported a felony larceny occurred at Thomas Jefferson down there in Henrietta. Looks like he was doing some work for the school, left a utility trailer, possibly a 7x14 utility trailer, and someone decided they wanted to take it. We also have a Max Tony from Waters Road, Boston, reported a incident of larceny of firearms. Looks like he had a few firearms taken in that incident. And that's all we have this morning.
Sergeant Brundle, thank you very much for that report, and you be safe out there today.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye. And that's the sheriff's report, and we'll get to 911 Communication Center in just a moment. You know, nothing strikes fear in the hearts of people more than receiving an IRS audit letter in the mail. Audits take much time away from your business and family, requiring you to gather mounds of records, and can become overwhelming unless you have someone you can depend on to take care of that for you. That's why we can recommend IE Accounting and Tax Service. Chris and his team of professionals are in the business to help. Even if you depended on someone else to prepare your taxes, IE Accounting and Tax Service will be glad to assist you or your company. Don't hesitate to call. As a small business owner, you have more important things to do than keep your own books. Why not let IE Accounting and Tax Service take care of that for you so you can get back to the job of running your business? Consider their payroll solutions for your business, cash flow management, litigation support, and forensic investigation. Why not give them a call and see what they can do for your business? Here's that phone number, 828-395-1777. They're at 211 West Main Street, Spindale. Again, that's 395-1777, and it's spelled Aryee. Now, Amanda's up next, 911 Communications Center report. Good morning, Amanda. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. What's on the report today?
Well, in the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department 911 Communications Center has processed 458 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 72 for the emergency medical services, 175 calls for the Sheriff's Office, 77 for Forest City, 4 for Lake Lure, 56 for Rutherford, and 40 for Spindale. Cliffside Fire Department had a residential fire alarm and a brush fire. Ellenboro had a brush fire. Lake Lure had a smoke report. Rutherfordton had a structure fire assisted by Spindale, and Sandy Mush had a vehicle fire, and that is all.
Thank you very much. You enjoy your day.
You too.
Bye. Well, just before 1 o'clock a.m. yesterday morning, officers with the Spindale Police Department responded to Rutherford Regional Medical Center in reference to 2 individuals who arrived with non-life-threatening gunshot wounds. Officers were told that both victims had been hit by gunfire at Sterling Oaks apartment located at 131 Armstrong Drive, Spindale. While officers were at the hospital investigating, a third victim arrived who was also suffering from gunshot wound. Based on information provided by one of the victims, all 3 have been linked to the shooting on Armstrong Drive. Victim information: Talik Sabian Whiteside, 19, of Rutherfordton, suffered a gunshot wound to the thigh. He was stabilized and then flown from Rutherford Regional Medical Center to Mission Hospital in Asheville for further treatment. Bryson Alex Flynn, 20, of Mill Springs, suffered a gunshot wound to the hand. He was transported from Rutherford Regional Medical Center to Mission Hospital for further treatment of his injuries. And Jalea Page Philal, 20, of Morganton, suffered a gunshot wound to the abdomen. She remains in Rutherford Regional Medical Center. The circumstances that led up to the shooting and the connection between the victims is still under investigation. However, it is believed that the victims in this incident are also suspects. Anyone having information about this shooting is asked to contact investigator Chris Ruff at 286-3464. Spindale Police would like to thank the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office and the Rutherford Police Department for their assistance in this incident. Now let's head toward the Danieltown SDO Fire District, and Ruby Taylor is up next. Ruby, good morning.
Good morning.
What's on your report today?
Well, the fire department was quiet, and on my birthday calendar, I've got Katie T, Steve Cole, and Natalie Stamey having birthdays today. Hope these people have a nice day, and the signs are in the thighs today and tomorrow. Jim, that's all I got.
Thank you, Ruby. Have a good one.
You too.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush, brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
Now we're checking in with Gary Wilson up at the Fairfield Mountains Fire District, see if things have settled down up there. Gary, how you doing this morning?
Doing pretty good, Jim. How you doing?
Doing good. What's going on up there? Anything?
Yeah, pretty quiet. We had one call yesterday just for a smoke investigation. It ended up being a controlled burn. Everything was good on that, and that's the only call we had.
That's good.
It's dry out there. Got some rain coming in tonight and tomorrow, though, so maybe that'll wet things down a little bit.
That should help a lot.
Give everybody a break. There's been a lot of brush fires going around the county for the last few days. And hope everything will be quiet for everybody today. We're sitting on about 45 degrees this morning. Nice warm start. Some clouds out there and rain coming in tonight, but it's going to get up to about 70 today before it does. So good warm day for this time of year.
Yes, it is. I
And
think everybody's about ready for another shower.
Yeah, yep, I think so. That's about all we got up here, Jim. Everything else going on pretty good.
All right, Gary, I appreciate it. Thank you, and you have a great day.
You too.
All right, bye. Gary Wilson reporting out of the Fairfield Mountains Fire District. Want to give a big shout out to the teachers and staff out at the outdoor school this morning. Many of them are listening to our regular programming. We want to say good morning and how you doing, and appreciate the work you're doing out there. 26 after 7. Jimmy Fortune, due to be interviewed this morning at 8:30. Jimmy Fortune, formerly with the Stadler Brothers, now doing solo work, and he's going to be at the Foundation on Saturday night for a big concert, 7:30. Tickets are available. If you'll contact the box office, they'll make arrangements to get you good seats. And listen to the interview this morning, find out about him and his career. And we'll do that about 8:30 right here live on the radio. And DeVern is up next out of Boston, North Carolina. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing good. What's on your report?
Okay, we have 50 degrees over here in Boston. The train's already run this morning early. Fire department had their meeting last night. They didn't have no calls over the night. They done some training at their meeting. Boston Florist Main Street has lots of arrangements to choose from. A grocery giveaway at Faith Baptist Church in Forest City Saturday from 8 to 10. Anyone in need, come by. And there's a lady, she has fresh eggs for sale, $3 a dozen or 2 for $5. Her number is 223-3858. Hope everyone has a wonderful day.
All right, I appreciate it very much. I remember, DeVern, when I was a little boy, lived over in Boston summer, we'd go past the railroad track. My dad would say, well, the train's already been by. I said, how do you know, Dad? He said, we left his tracks.
Left his tracks. That's pretty good, isn't it?
You have a wonderful day.
Same to you.
Bye.
Bye.
That's Boston reporting in this morning. It's 27 past 7.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
Now our friend Bob Hodge is on the phone from the Hudlow Fire District. He's up and at 'em already this morning. Good morning, Bob.
Well, good Tuesday morning.
How you feeling?
We're doing just fine up here this morning. You're looking good over there.
Well, thank you. I work hard at it.
I know you did. Oh, but we're doing just fine up here this morning. It's been pretty quiet. And with the fire department, we've answered one medical call overnight. And I want to say happy birthday to Lisa Lookadoo this morning. And, Jim, other than that, things are going along good up here so far.
Good, good. I'm glad things have been kind of quiet up that way.
That's right. We'll get a day here, and maybe we'll miss some of them strong storms tomorrow and overnight, whenever they come.
I sure hope so. We don't need that.
Well, we don't need it like they got in Mississippi and Louisiana and out that way in Texas. So
yeah. Every day there seems like a new an element that's affecting you. If it's not a forest fire, it's storms or tornadoes or something like that. Something going on all the time.
Well, we live in the pretty good place here. These mountains helps us a lot, so
yeah,
they knock a lot of it off and everything from us. But, Jim, that's about it. So you take care and have a good day now.
Thanks, Bob. You have a great day as well. And I'll see you next time.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. And we're circling the counter this morning. Scarfing up some news. Stand by. We have a few more calls to make.
Cheryl, have you been to the Homeworks Design Center inside Henson Building Materials in Forest City?
Oh, yes. Shana, David, and William are incredible at designing kitchen and bath cabinetry for my new she shed.
Your what?
And they have a full line of windows and doors on display in their 5,000 square foot showroom. And they'll install any ones you pick out for me.
Oh, you're too good to me.
I know. With selling and installing, it's basically one-stop shopping.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street, Forest City.
Building starts here.
Tar Heels play Friday night against UCLA. They're still in there, surprising to some, but they're still there, and they have a countdown at 8 o'clock, 8:30 pregame, and then at 9:30 they'll have a tip-off. They'll talk about the game for an hour and a half there before they ever start playing. 9:30 tip-off against UCLA, and as long as the Tar Heels are winning, they'll be in the game. If they lose Friday night, then they will be out of it. We'll see what takes place on Friday night. Be sure to join us for that game. Nothing like the radio version of the Tar Heel action. All right, Sue Price is on the phone from the Cherry Mountain Fire District. Let's see what's happening over there. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning, Jim.
What's happening over there?
I reckon everything's quiet over this way. It's not too much going on. Hadn't had any calls from the fire department, so I reckon they've been quiet. That's a good thing. Looks like we're going to have a pretty day today. Hope so. And let's see, I have no birthdays or anniversaries on my calendar and nothing on Fairview's. First Bob's got a birthday for Lisa Tessner, so I hope Lisa's going to have a good day today. And we hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day on their special day and enjoy it. And in my announcements, the Golden Valley Community Clubhouse is going to be sponsoring a forum for the candidates on April the 2nd, starting at 3 o'clock, and everyone's invited to come out and meet the candidates and see what they have to say. Hope we have a good turnout. And let's see, the Piney Mountain Boys will be at Duckins Creek Church Sunday for the morning worship service. And so far, that's the only announcements I have. It's quiet and calm over this way, looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one, Jim.
Thank you very much. And we're hoping all these candidates will keep it clean this year in their campaigns and not distort it with a whole lot of misinformation.
We hope so, too.
Yeah. So you have a great day over there, and I'll see you next time.
All right, Jim. Bye-bye.
Already a lot of innuendos and false stories going out about different candidates, so be sure you weigh things out before you believe everything you read on Facebook. I know a lot of folks are getting more and more discouraged about health care and the complications that are there, the insurance complications and the waiting at the doctor's office, and on it could go. Well, let me introduce you to a center that is going to really take care of you. That's the Brock Family Care. It's a direct primary care practice that takes care of the patient and not the insurance company. Providing flat rate pricing and not accepting any forms of health insurance allows for more personalized and affordable health care. Ann Brock has over 42 years of health care experience and 22 years as a nurse practitioner. She and her staff are dedicated to providing health care that is patient-centered and not insurance dictated. Now, I like that part, patient-centered and not insurance company dictated. They give the patient the time and the attention they need. What are your medical needs? Well, bring them over to Brock Family Care and see the difference, and also offers telehealth appointments. The professional staff are dedicated and will take the time to find out how they can help you. To learn more about this wonderful medical service, go to the website. It'd be a good way to check it out, and if you want to make an appointment, very easy to do right there. Brock Family Care. Brock Family Care, that's BROCK, brockfamilycare.com, and they're located at 289 Shiloh Road, Forest City. trying to reach the folks over at our good friends at the Drop-In Family Mart there in Bostic to talk about how breakfast is shaping up for them. Breakfast is always good. And I have people comment to me all the time about places that they go to eat breakfast or have lunch or have a dinner. And sometimes I'll see them, Jim, that place you talked about on the air was really good. So I like the fact that I like to get that feedback from folks who go to these places. And if of course every negative thing you want to say to them, let them know what they can do better. But it's always they're busy over there. They're still looking for help too. If you'd like to have a job part-time or full-time at the Drop-Ins, a great company. The Harrell family they do a great job, and they'll take care of you too. So if you'd like to have a job working in a convenience store, in the deli or the meat market, or as a cashier or stock person, whatever the job's needs are, you can do that at the Drop-In. And if you like to buy groceries at a small store, then that's a place as well. There, one in Boston, because it's like a grocery store on a smaller scale. So you don't have all those big aisles and aisles and aisles of things that you don't want anyway. So you just go right, pick up the things you want, pack it up, and they'll fix you right up. And if you need some help getting the groceries to the car, they'll do that for you as well. They'll even do your shopping for you. Just let them know what you need. They'll shop it and bring it for you, have it ready for you when you get there. That's the Drop-In Family Mart there in Boston, and between the Boston Sunshine on the Boston Sunshine Highway, where this morning in the deli back there, they got breakfast cooking right now. This morning, 8:30, scheduled to talk with Jimmy Fortune. He's such a personable young man. I say young. He still looks young anyway. And we'll talk to him about how he got started, what his experiences with the Stadler Brothers, and he's done some things with Daly and Vincent. He's done some things with the Gaithers. He's all people love him. He's just really talented, and we'll talk with him about that this morning at 8:30. If all goes well. Our phone lines are tied up somewhere. We're trying to get in touch with somebody that we can talk to. I may just have to dial the mayor's office and talk with the mayor this morning if we can't get our reporters on the phone. Mayors always have something to say, I'm sure. Mayor Dancy over in Rutherford is always a good guy. He's always good to talk with. May just give him a call. I believe Todd's successful this morning so far. No? All right, we'll do this and we'll come right back. To win in sports, you must adjust your strategy as the game changes. The same is true of investments. Why not let Andrew Tisdale, your Edward Jones financial advisor, help you create a game plan for financial success? Call 828-287-9197 and get started today. That's Andrew Tisdale at Edward Jones Financial Advisor, 828-287-9197. Oh, we've been successful. We have got somebody on the phone, and her name is Brenda Kelly up in Union Mills. Brenda, how you doing?
I'm fine. How about yourself on this? It's a terrific Tuesday, isn't it?
It is indeed a terrific Tuesday morning.
And when all that spells, call Union Mills. You're having a time, aren't you?
Well, sometimes it's hard to get through some of these folks. I know Drop-In's always busy. They etch out a little time sometimes to talk with us, but I'm not sure where Tina is this morning. So we get right on through it, and time's running away anyway. So I'm glad you're there and available to talk to us.
Well, we hope everybody's having a good morning today. I believe the lady from Boston said she had 50 degrees. I don't have but 40 degrees on my front porch this morning.
Oh, wow.
So it's quite a difference from Boston to here.
Yeah, I got 48 here, so that's a big difference.
Yeah, but it's always cooler here, and I contribute that to the fact that there's no asphalt around me and stuff like that. It's just out in the woods.
And living amongst the trees up there makes it probably a little cooler, too.
Yeah, and then we got the creeks and everything, and that makes it cooler.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I don't have any birthdays. I don't have any anniversaries. And in ways of announcements, Friday, April the 1st, Union Mills Learning Center is going to have a hamburger meal, and the cost is $6. That starts at 6 p.m.
Then at 7 p.m., Homegrown opens for Polk County Line. There's no admission for the music, but they do have a tip jar for the band. And this is still a little bit out, but I want to announce it so people can be getting ready for it. Saturday, April the 30th, Springtime in the Mills, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And this is around the walking trail area behind the main building. 60-plus vendors, no admission for shoppers. Tickets available for purchase for raffle prizes. Shop with small businesses and support local vendors, and that's always a good thing. They have all kind of stuff there, so if you're looking for something special, you might be able to find that. So just write that on your calendar for Saturday, April the 30th, starting at 9 a.m. And so far, that's all I have going on that I know of.
And where is that going to be?
At the Union Mills Learning Center,
Okay.
around the walking trail, behind the main building.
Okay.
I think it used to be the ball field years ago, but I ain't sure.
Okay.
See, I'm not from up here. I married a man that was from up here, and I went to school at Ruth, and I'm not familiar with all the stuff that used to be there.
Yeah. It's got an interesting history.
Yeah, but I've been here quite a while.
You're really a Union Miller now, aren't you?
Yeah, I think it's 48 years.
Wow.
Will be the 12th of next month.
Well, that's impressive.
but there's a lot. They do a lot of things over there at the. I call it the old school. They call it the Union Mills Learning Center.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have it. It's good to, and it's close by. So
there's a mission up there too, isn't it, where they do train missionaries?
Yeah, right across from the old school. It used to be the cafeteria was over there, and I don't remember what else.
Yep.
Yeah, they sure do. So.
Well, I want you to say hello to John this morning. Say hello, John.
Hello, John. How are you? Who's John?
John, I won't divulge his last name, but he's he's a regular listener. Says he loves to hear our conversation every morning.
Okay.
He drives in here from Shelby, so. But he listens.
Well, hello, John from Shelby. May you have a wonderful day.
He will have a great day now that you've spoken to him. Brenda, you have a great day up there, and I'll see you next time.
You have a good one. You go check on Luther.
All right, bye-bye.
Catch you later.
That's Brenda Kelly reporting out of Union Mills. It's 7:42, and we'll get to our next phone call. It's just Ellenboro. It's next.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
All right, we're backing up a little bit, going back up to Shingle Hollow, and Tina's on the phone. Tina, good morning.
Good morning. It's a confusing morning. I was just sitting here waiting. I thought, well, maybe they're trying to get the drop in. And then I heard Brenda Kelly's voice, and I thought, well, what's going on? So my phone is trying to play tricks on me.
Well, we're glad you're alert, and you called in and let us know you're there. So thank you for doing that. What's the news from Shingle Hollow?
Well, it is 46 degrees up here in Shingle Hollow. We have 2 birthdays on Piney Knob's calendar. We have Bob Counts and Evie Birch. I hope both of those have a great day. If you know them, wish them a happy birthday. No other birthdays or anniversaries that I know of. We have, I had a call, or rather a message from Miss Leah Buckley, and she asked me to announce that tomorrow night, Wednesday, March 23rd, at 6 p.m. at Gilkey United Methodist Church, they're having a takeout or dine-in hot dog supper with all the trimmings to benefit Addie Byers. And Addie is an elementary student in the county that just received a new heart, and her mother is a kindergarten teacher.
Oh.
So the cost is going to be is a suggested minimal donation of $5. Again, this is tomorrow night, 6 p.m. at Gilkey United Methodist Church.
Good. Well, I'm glad you brought that up, and I hope the young lady does well with her new heart.
Mm-hmm. We're all praying for her.
Yeah.
I know the whole county. I've seen the lots of posts on Facebook praying for her. So I'm very thankful we have a praying community.
Yes.
Okay, and then this Saturday, White House Community Clubhouse has a country breakfast buffet, all you can eat, from 7 to 10 a.m. And they're going to have a bake sale, so you can take home a cake, a pie, or cookies, and everybody come out and enjoy that. Again, that's this Saturday, the 26th, at White House Community Clubhouse. And then on April 9th, they're having an Easter egg hunt. And the Easter Bunny is going to make an appearance, so you can have your picture made. That's from 10 to 12 at White House Community Clubhouse on April 9th. And then I got a call also from Robbie Branton. This is why I didn't want to miss this morning, because all these people were contacting me, and I love it when I get to announce things and keep everybody updated. But Piney Knob Baptist Church on April 9th at 5 p.m. is having a wildlife supper. And they will have, I think, some chicken, some other meats that are not wildlife. But there's going to be, it's kind of a celebration almost. There's no cost, but everyone in the community, anyone who wants to come on out. There will be door prizes. For 12 and under, they're giving away a used .22 rifle. And, of course, you have to be there to win it. And there will be a $50 gift card from Green Hill Store, $50 gift card from the Mason Jar. And there is a blacksmith-made candle holder, and they're going to have cakes and pies for door prizes as well. And there's going to be a band. Dennis McIntyre and his band's going to be playing. So that is April 9th, 5 p.m., no cost. Come eat with us at Piney Knob Baptist Church.
All right, good. That sounds like fun.
It's going to be fun. Everybody have a great day. And in the morning, I'm going to be on the road because I have an appointment in Asheville at 8. But if I can answer, I will answer. I'll pull over and answer.
All right, great. Thank you very much. And you be safe on that trip, and we'll look forward to talking to you tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed day and stay safe.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And we'll get into Ellenboro next and get the report from Luther Gilligan right after this. Nobody gets a better deal than the customers at Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record of the best deals. Sisk Family Ford, Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealer, has recently been recognized as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. That speaks well of their commitment to serve their customers well. Look for all the new design 2021 F-150 at Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealership. That's Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City. Now we're going over to Ellenboro. We have Luther Gilligan on the phone, and we'll find out if anything's happening in that fair little town. Luther Gilligan, good morning.
Good morning, you two. I hope you're having a good day.
My day's off to a great start so far. How about yours?
Good. Nice to get to talk to me to top it off.
Man, yeah. I've been waiting on this opportunity right here. It's alive and ready.
And, we're having a good time here this morning. Traffic going by. People getting their biscuits and heading on out to work. It's quiet and not a whole lot happening. I see fire department had 2 calls yesterday. Had 2 medical calls yesterday. Other than that, everything's quiet with them this morning. Just going good there. So nothing else going on. So you have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, Luther, thank you very much. You enjoy your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
But take care now.
Bye. Well, it's time for birthdays and anniversaries for this 22nd day of March. March 22nd. Can't believe it's here already. But if you're celebrating a birthday, we want to celebrate with you. Give us a call at 287-3356, 287-3356. Birthdays and anniversaries coming up. After we remind you that Granny B's back open again this morning, Tuesday through Saturday. They serve breakfast hot from 7 to 11, and you get your favorite breakfast served the way you like it. They also have pancakes and French toast and eggs and sausage and bacon, and have some specialty coffee there as well. They got great coffee operation going on. You have coffee even if you don't eat breakfast because it's good. And, of course, the daylight donuts are always fabulous. Outstanding is the word, I guess, or delicious maybe, or put all those together and you got a Granny B's daylight donut. Go see them today for lunch or breakfast or afternoon snacks or supper tonight. Main Street, right next door to the Shake Shop you'll enjoy. Doing business and eating and filling that belly with food from Granny B's.
Happy birthday.
local birthdays to report this morning, but birthdays include Chico Marx. That's the Marx Brothers' brother. He was born in 1887. He died in 1961. Louis L'Amour, he was an author. Did he do westerns? 1908 was when he was born, died in 1988. Pat Robertson, TV evangelist and founder of television network. He was born in 1930, still alive. That was Tim Baker. William Shatner was born in 1931, 22-23. James T. Kirk, science fiction captain, was born, 22-33. Oh, that's when he would be born. Oh, okay. Events today include in 1790, Thomas Jefferson became the first Secretary of State. 1941, James Stewart is inducted into the Army, becoming the first major American movie star to wear a military uniform in World War II. 1957, All Shook Up was released by Elvis. 1963, the Beatles released their first album, Please Please Me. And American Diabetes Association Alert Day, National 3D Day, National Goof Off Day. Yeah, I like that part. National West Virginia Day. So now you're up to date on this date in history here on WCAB. Stand by, Keys to Confident Living, top of the hour. Andrew Tisdale will be here. Bottom of the hour at 8:30. Jimmy Fortune, scheduled to be my guest on the radio.
Henry Dempsey, the pilot on a commuter plane flying from Portland, Maine to Boston, Massachusetts, heard an unusual noise at the rear of the plane. He handed the controls over to the co-pilot and went to investigate. As he reached the tail section, the plane hit some turbulence and Dempsey was thrown against the rear door. The door, which had been improperly latched before takeoff, flew open and Dempsey was sucked out. Word quickly reached the cockpit and the co-pilot asked for permission to make an emergency landing at the nearest airport. He also requested that a helicopter search of the area of the ocean be started to look for the missing pilot. After the plane landed, Henry Dempsey was found, holding onto the outdoor ladder of the aircraft. He had miraculously managed to get a grip on the ladder as he was being sucked out of the plane. He hung on for 10 minutes while flying at 200 miles per hour and 4,000 feet in the air. During the landing, he was able to keep his body off the runway even though he was only 10 inches off the ground. Dempsey escaped without major injury, but it took ground personnel several minutes to get his fingers loose from the ladder. Your situation in life right now may seem as perilous to you as the man in our story. You don't see how you can hold on much longer. But have you considered the alternative? To let go may mean certain disaster. The old adage says, when you come to the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living.
This is Gilbert. I'm back on the air every Saturday from 8 to 9. So put on a pot of coffee.
ABC News. I'm Sherry Preston. A series of tornadoes touching down all across Texas.
Oh, it was so bad. Man, that thing went like this. Whoosh. It was crazy.
She's in Round Rock outside Fort Worth. The storm's killing at least one person. The storm system behind that weather now making its way through the south. Here's ABC News Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z.
It is not going to stop here either. After tonight, it moves east through Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. Folks even in southern Virginia will have to look out for this front moving through by tomorrow. We are certainly preparing for a ruckus day here.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is hailing protesters in the city of Kherson for confronting Russian troops who fired shots to break up demonstrations. Zelensky says the war has turned ordinary Ukrainians into heroes. The UN says 3.5 million Ukrainians have fled the country. The first round of questioning for Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, her confirmation hearings for the Supreme Court continuing on Capitol Hill. ABC's Rachel Scott is there.
Today, senators get about 30 minutes to question Judge Jackson. She could be in this hot seat for over 11 hours. Republicans already previewing their attacks, calling her soft on crime, but Democrats do not need any Republican support to confirm Judge Jackson to the bench.
They found bank cards and driver's licenses, but no people, all on board that China Eastern Boeing 737 that crashed into a mountain Monday, believed to have died. ABC's Britt Clennett is in Hong Kong.
The search for answers continues into what went wrong on Monday when a Chinese passenger plane carrying 132 people took a nosedive into a mountainous area in southern China. The route should have taken less than 2 hours, but about 3/4 of the way it suddenly loses altitude. Search teams are scouring the area for survivors, but local media are quoting officials as saying there is no sign of life at the site.
Pfizer is planning to send 4 million treatments of its COVID-fighting pills to UNICEF. It'll be used in developing countries. You're listening to ABC News.
Millions of people use Zoom Phone, the innovative and feature-rich cloud phone system for businesses of any size. Zoom Phone is simple to use, whether you're on a mobile device, desktop, laptop, or desk phone. And because every call is important to your business, Zoom Phone was built with reliability in mind, using geographic redundancy to keep your communications online. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Visit zoom.com/phone system. Zoom, how the world connects.
There's something for everyone on Discovery Plus. The streaming home of ghostly freakouts, muscle car spinouts, and 90-day makeouts.
I'm really in love with her.
Start your free trial today for exclusive originals and a huge collection of favorites.
Whoa!
Then dive into nature docs, geek out with the family, and get your grub on.
I could eat this every day.
The streaming home of true crime, paranormal, food, home, nature, romance, plus so much more. Discovery Plus. Start your free trial. Terms apply.
Another conservatorship may be coming to an end. Former actor Amanda Bynes is headed to court today. Here's ABC's Kaylee Hartog.
Her attorney tells us that they believe this is likely. We've had outside experts say they believe this is likely because of the steps that she's taken in the last couple of years. For the last several years, she's been living in monitored environments, doing regular drug tests. Right now, she's attending the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising and taking all of the necessary steps to say, I can make my own choices.
This comes after the conservatorship that ran the life of Britney Spears for over a decade was ended last fall. Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny is facing a new prison sentence today. He is already serving more than 2 years today. He's been found guilty of fraud in a trial called a sham by all of his supporters. He could get another 13 years in a maximum security prison. Enough's enough from Miami Beach and spring break. Mayor Dan Gelber.
We don't ask for spring break. We don't promote it. We don't encourage it. We just endure it. And frankly, it's not something we want to endure. We don't want spring break.
And after 5 people were shot last weekend, Miami Beach now putting a curfew into effect starting on Thursday, midnight to 6 a.m. Dumb phones are making a comeback. Sales of cell phones that make calls and send texts only up 150% last year compared to 2019. 1 billion of them sold worldwide. No internet, no apps, also no data plans. This is ABC News.
If you work remote, Staples has you covered.
A mid-mod desk chair to rejuvenate my ho-hum workspace.
Staples has you covered. A gaming chair for a serious competitor.
A super stylish desk that will save me space and money.
Staples has your remote workspace covered with functional furniture and organizational items curated by Staples Work From Home Style Squad. And this week, save up to $100 on select chairs. Explore solutions for your remote workspace at Staples, the working and learning store. Ends 3/26, limit 2, in-store only.
Sherry Preston.
We're going to see clouds increase throughout the afternoon. Our temperatures will warm up as we maintain a flow out of the south. We will head into the low to mid 70s for today. Overnight will fall into the low to mid 50s. Showers rolling in for the afternoon. We could see a few thunderstorms as well on Wednesday, and some could be strong to severe with highs in the upper 60s and upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
45 degrees currently, cloudy skies. We should be getting up some sun after a little bit, and showers developing maybe later this afternoon through tonight, and then clearing off again tomorrow. The weekend looking mighty good. Thursday's mostly sunny with highs around 70. Wind gusting to about 19 miles per hour. We're going to have some wind gusts today, about 50 miles per hour, and then about a 30% chance of precip tonight. Here, the rain's probably due right now. We'll probably need some of that. It's 8:05, and we've got Andrew Tisdale in the Blue Room with me this morning. Coming up here in just a moment.
The Foundation Performing Arts Center at Isothermal Community College is proud to welcome former member of the Stadler Brothers, Jimmy Fortune, Saturday, March the 26th at 7:30. Since the Stadler Brothers retired, Jimmy has had a highly successful solo career with several country, bluegrass, and gospel hits of his own. Tickets are available online at foundationshows.org or by phone at 828-286-9990 or at the Foundation box office. Jimmy Fortune, Saturday, March the 26th at the Foundation Performing Arts Center.
I'll be interviewing Jimmy Fortune coming up this morning at 8:30 here on the radio, and we'll give away a pair of tickets also today, so be sure to hang around with us. Right now, though, we're going to the other microphone in the Blue Room and talk with our pal, Andrew Tisdale. He's a financial advisor with Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Is he coming in or is he calling in?
He's calling in.
Oh, man.
He's coming in Saturday.
If he's coming in this Blue Room, I was going to ask for his autograph.
Oh, yeah, he's quite a talent boy. I'm probably one of his biggest fans right now. I love him.
You probably already got his autograph then.
No, I haven't. I have not.
Really?
But
you get to talk to him on the phone?
I'm going to get it, though.
I knew I wanted to be like you.
I loved him when he was with the Stadlers, and now he's done a lot of stuff with Darren and Vincent.
Mm-hmm.
He's done a lot of stuff with Bill Gaither. I saw him the other night on Bill Gaither, and he just got so much talent. Writes a lot of good stuff.
Uses it for the right reason.
Yeah, he does. He's a man of faith. Meanwhile, let's talk about what you want to talk about this morning. What's on your mind?
I want to give you another idea on how to save for retirement. It's called an HSA. Many expenses in life are really unpredictable, but there are two things you know you're going to have to pay for, and that's medical bills. So how can I combine my medical needs in the future to my retirement? It's called a HSA, a health savings plan. What do I need to do to be eligible? Well, here's a trick too. You need a high deductible health plan. So something to really look at, and this is going on a lot, is look at your insurance premiums for your health insurance. Then compare it to a high deductible health plan. Then, if let's just say it's a $200, $300 a month difference, take that $200 or $300 a month difference and put it in a HSA, a health savings plan, and that's going to come off of your taxes, and it's going to grow tax-free. And if you take it out and use it for medical expenses, again, it's tax-free. So that's a three-edged sword for a way to save money. And you say, well, how's that helping me with retirement and things like that? What if you don't use it all within a year? You still keep it. It's not one of those situations you either use it or lose it. It's something that you get to keep. And if you have some after 65, you can use that for however you want to use it. You don't have to just use it for medical expenses. But a lot of people are utilizing this advantage, and almost like a separate Roth type of plan, people are paying for Medicare, supplements, things like that with it. And it actually takes the burden off of you. Save taxes today, lower your health costs, and get tax-free earnings, all in a HSA. It is a very, very good tool. And for some reason, we don't take advantage of it. But we can. And I'll just admit, Edward Jones don't offer those, but I can help if someone has questions. I'll be glad to kind of point them in a direction and how to utilize that.
You always give us great food for thought, and I appreciate that. If by chance any of you might have missed the early part of that conversation, got tuned in late, you can always go to our website at www.wcab59.com, and it's been recorded. You can hear the whole conversation with Mr. Andrew Tisdale, financial advisor with Edward Jones. How's the new office working out?
It's doing great. I'm actually been shopping around trying to get some new furniture and things, but
good. Looks good sitting up on the hill there.
It does. We should have a sign supposedly in June.
Yeah.
It's amazing how backed up things are.
Boy, don't you know it.
But it's okay. That don't stop us.
Progress. That's progress.
That's progress.
Now, so the road obviously new road's not going to affect you at all where you are now, right? I know just up a little ways from you.
Just up a little ways from us. The only effect that I've noticed is it took me 7.5 minutes instead of 5 minutes to get there yesterday. Having to go up into that old lot and come back around where they were cutting trees. But we're seeing a lot of work there.
We are seeing a lot of work. It really clearing out a lot of those. About all those houses are gone now.
Mm-hmm.
And those offices that are on Charlotte Road are gone. And so we're seeing progress. I don't know.
Progress.
Hope I live long enough to see that new road.
Well, the 74 bypass around Shelby's still there.
I know it.
There was progress going pretty quick, and then all of a sudden it stopped. Yeah.
Appreciate you being here. That's Edward Tisdale, and that's phone number is 287-9197, and you'll find him on Charlotte Road up on the hill there.
Just right, 233 Charlotte Road.
You have a great week.
You too. I'm glad to be here.
See you next week.
See you.
I'll be back in just a moment. Let me introduce you to Brock Family Care, a direct primary care practice that takes care of the patients and not the insurance company. Providing flat rate pricing and not accepting any forms of health insurance allows for more personalized and affordable health care. Ann Brock has over 42 years of health care experience and 22 years as a nurse practitioner. She and her staff are dedicated to providing health care that is patient-centered and not insurance company dictated. They give the patient the time and the attention they need. What are your medical needs? Bring them to Brock Family Care and see the difference. Ann also offers telehealth appointments. The professional staff are dedicated and will take the time to find out how they can help you. To learn more about this wonderful medical service, go to the website at www.brockfamilycare.com. That's Brock Family Care, 289 Shallow Road, Forest City. Someone told me yesterday they checked in on that website and they were looking for something different from what they had been accustomed to, so they wouldn't easy to make an appointment to see how an appointment was like that. So they were happy to check on that website, brockfamilycare.com, and you might be too. Just learn more about it. And if you're ready to get out of the hassle of all those other things you have to go through sometime, this might be the answer, Brock Family Care. All right, let's look at some stories from here and there. Police are investigating an early morning shooting at Sterling Oaks Apartments that sent 3 people to the hospital with gunshot wounds. Spindale police responded to Rutherford Regional Medical Center just before 1 a.m. Monday after reports of 2 gunshot victims seeking treatment. Officers learned both victims had been hit by gunfire at the apartment complex located at 131 Armstrong Drive, Spindale. While officers were at the hospital investigating, a 3rd victim arrived who was also suffering from a gunshot wound. Based on information provided by one of the victims, all 3 have been linked to the shooting. The circumstances that led up to the shooting and the connection between the victims is still under investigation. However, it is believed the victims are also suspects in the incident. The victims include Talek Sabian Whitesides, 19 of Rutherfordton. He suffered a gunshot wound to the thigh. He was stabilized and then flown from Rutherford Regional Medical Center to Mission Hospital, Nashville for further treatment. Bryson Alex Flynn, 20 of Mill Springs, suffered a gunshot wound to the hand. He was transported from the Rutherford Regional Medical Center to Mission Hospital in Nashville for further treatment. Now, Jalea Page Falal, 20 of Morganton, she suffered a gunshot wound to the abdomen. She remains in Rutherford Regional Medical Center. Anyone having information about this shooting is asked to contact investigator Chris Ruff at 828-286-3464. That's 286-3464. Spindale Police expressed its appreciation for the assistance of the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office and the Rutherfordton Police Department in this case. The Republican National Committee launched a voter registration initiative, and guess where they're registering voters this day and time? At gas stations across the country, drawing attention to the rising gas prices under President Joe Biden's leadership. They're registering voters across the country who are tired of Biden's gas hike. The RNC said Monday on Twitter, coming to a gas station near you. They're holding registration at many of those gas stations. Folks are upset. The effort began with a Saturday event in Arizona. Arizonans are frustrated with paying the record high gas prices they've seen recently. This is an issue that affects almost every single Arizonan, said the communications director for Arizona RNC, Ben Peterson. Want lower gas prices? Vote Republican, the RNC wrote in another Monday tweet. So they are out doing that. The average nationwide price for a gallon of gasoline reached an all-time high at just over $4.10 in early March, according to energy analytics from Gas Buddy. Uber and Lyft even began adding surcharges for high gas prices on March 14th. The White House blamed Russian President Vladimir Putin for soaring gas prices, but Republicans have focused on Biden's energy policies, such as revoking the Keystone Pipeline federal permit as the root cause of rising gas prices. So that'll continue to be a debate these next few months as the election draws nigh in this primary. If there aren't enough senseless deaths in the world, shocking new evidence suggests that a tragic collision that claimed the lives of 9 people in Texas last week could have been avoided had a child not been behind the wheel of one of the vehicles. Bruce Landsberg, the vice chairman of the National Transportation Safety Board, said a 13-year-old boy was driving the pickup truck that rammed into a van on Thursday in a fiery crash that killed 9 people, including 6 college golf teammates from the University of Southwest in New Mexico and their coach. A 13-year-old child was behind the wheel of the pickup truck. According to the NTSB investigation, the left front tire of the Dodge truck, which was a spare, blew out. This caused the young driver to veer hard left, so the truck he was driving crossed the median and jumped into the opposing lane. The pickup then collided with the university's Ford Transit passenger van, killing 6 of the 8 golf teammates aboard and their coach. Both vehicles caught fire and burned. Both occupants of the Dodge pickup were killed in the crash. The Ford passenger van was returning to Hobbs, New Mexico from a golf tournament in Midland, Texas. The van was transporting the University of the Southwest men's and women's golf team. As a result of the crash, 6 students and 1 faculty member were killed. 2 students in critical condition were transported by helicopter to the University Medical Center in Lubbock, Texas. The 13-year-old boy driving the truck had been identified as Ricky Siemens of Seminole, Texas. Ricky was illegally driving alongside his dad, Henrik Siemens, 38, when the tire blew out. Both father and son died in the accident, along with college golfers Mauricio Sanchez, Travis Garcia, Jackson Zinn, Carissa Raines, Lacey Stone, Tiago Sousa, and Coach Tyler James, according to the report. Isn't that a sad story? Tragic that the dad would let his son that young drive like that. Well, if you're doing any traveling up around the Pisgah Nantahala National Forest in the next few days, remember the U.S. Forest Service is conducting burns at Pisgah and Nantahala National Forest in an effort to prepare for the upcoming brush and wildlife season. According to Henderson County Fire Marshal Kevin Waldrop, there is a narrow window of opportunity to complete the controlled burns. The weather has to be good enough to where the fire will burn well and burn everything they want to burn, but it has to be wet enough and the wind slow enough to where it doesn't get out of control. That's what they're trying to do now, is do the right thing and make sure that it is indeed protected. They said control burns are a preemptive measure to reduce brush and ground debris ahead of one of the busiest times of the year for firefighters. Several roads and trails in and around the prescribed burn area will be closed until further notice. That's up around the Pisgah and National and Nantahala forest. So if you keep that in mind, if you're traveling up that way, wanting to go, you may have some difficulty getting in there. A North Carolina man reported missing last week when he failed to arrive at work has been found dead in an overturned car submerged in the water, according to the Associated Press. Raleigh police said Gregory Thomas, 30, of Wendell, was found in the car Sunday near the intersection of Newbern Avenue and the Interstate 440 off-ramp. The car was found down a steep embankment, overturned and submerged in water, police said. Thomas was reported missing Thursday after he didn't arrive at work. Relatives said Thomas was driving in the heavy rain, and they were worried that his car could have gone off the road. Well, congratulations to Rutherford County's new distinguished young woman, Maria Teresa Barros Goliberto, was named Distinguished Young Woman of the Rutherford County DYW for 2023. First runner-up was Bonnie Jackson. Second runner-up was Julia Lane. Congratulations to these young ladies for making that accomplishment. Well, when you're out shopping and want to really find some bargains of new merchandise, you need to head to Anchor Down. If you've been in there, you know what I'm talking about. Anchor Down is the store to shop in. They have just gotten in loads and loads. As a matter of fact, they get new loads in about every week. And they have clothes, 25 cents, shoes, 50 cents, coats, $1. They got to move some of this stuff out to make room for the new stuff coming in. Furniture, half price. Sure, the store is loaded, and you may have to step around some things, maybe move some things out of the way to get to your next item, but it's worth it. Anchor Down is open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 until 5. So they're open today. Don't miss out on this. Don't be the one that misses out and you see all these other deals everybody else is getting. Your boss said, I wish I'd gone. Going down today, they're right across from Carolina Chiropractic in downtown Forest City. Anchor Down is the store you want to go to. All right, Sergeant Brandel was with us this morning on the Sheriff's Report. He gave us the information, and we have it recorded for broadcast at this time.
Past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has answered 175 calls, processed 16 arrests, and currently have 169 incarcerated. Under our arrest reports, we have a Preston William Neely, 27-year-old white male of Ellenboro, was charged with one count of second-degree trespassing, given a $1,000 unsecured bond. We have a Kelsey Marie Stanley, 26-year-old white female of Rutherford, charged with 2 counts of failure to appear on a misdemeanor, given a $1,000 secured bond. We have a Devon Tyrell Tweedy, 23-year-old black male of Rutherford, was charged with 1 count of attempted first-degree murder, 4 counts of assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, given a no bond on that. We have a Billy Shelton Frauder, 47-year-old white male of Mooresboro, charged with 2 counts of failure to appear on a misdemeanor, given a $500 unsecured bond. We have a Brian Stephen James, 55-year-old white male of Georgia, was charged with 1 count of misdemeanor probation violation, given a $5,000 unsecured bond. We have a Marcus Jackson, 36-year-old black male of Spindale, charged with or served with 3 true bill indictments, given a $15,000 secured bond. We have a Christopher Michael Mitchell, 36-year-old black male of Ellenboro, was served with 1 true bill of indictment, given a $5,000 secured bond. We have a Brian Kevin Cole Jr., 21-year-old white male of Boston, charged with 2 counts of failure to appear on a misdemeanor, given a $500 secured bond. Under our incident reports, we have a couple for you. First one's going to be Elkin Gomez from Kings Mountain, reported a felony larceny occurred at Thomas Jefferson down there in Henrietta. Looks like he was doing some work for the school, left a utility trailer, possibly a 7x14 utility trailer, and someone decided they wanted to take it. We also have a Max Tony from Waters Road, Boston, reported a incident of larceny of firearms. Looks like he had a few firearms taken in that incident. And that's all we have this morning.
Thank you, Sergeant Brandel, for that report. Our next Tar Heel game coming up on Friday nights, UNC versus UCLA, and that'll be a late game. They start talking about it at 8 o'clock, countdown. 8:30 is pregame, and then 9:30 is tip-off. So that'll be the deciding factor if the Tar Heels continue on or if they have to go home. UCLA and UNC Friday night, and NCAA tournament continues. Sports is up next, and my interview coming up after that.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach.
It's March Madness, so madness can happen.
UNC and NC State are moving on in the NCAA women's basketball tournament. The top-seeded Wolfpack whooped number 9 Kansas State 89-57. Head coach Wes Moore talked about the pride he feels for moving on with his team. He also touched on what lay ahead for his NC State Wolfpack. Notre Dame, which routed Oklahoma 108-64.
We've gone to the Sweet 16 3 years in a row, well, now 4, and they're not satisfied with that. They didn't come back to do that again. So I think they're still going to be hungry. Now it's our turn. I'm confident they'll handle it better this time, and we got the depth to hopefully overcome any adversity we might face.
5th-seeded Carolina routed 4-seed Arizona last night, 63-45 to get back to the Sweet 16 for the first time in 7 years. The Tar Heels will go against the tournament's overall top seed South Carolina on Friday night in Greensboro. Carolina men's also in the Sweet 16 action on Friday night against UCLA in Philadelphia. Duke men, meanwhile, they're back in action Thursday night against the 3rd-seed Texas Tech in San Francisco. On the pro court last night, LaMelo Ball and Terry Rozier each scored 17 points as the Charlotte Hornets rallied to beat the New Orleans Pelicans 106-103 to log their 5th straight win. The team overcoming 17 turnovers to get it done. Head coach James Borrego after the game.
Resiliency, toughness, never gave in, and we found a way. Great execution down the stretch, too.
And the Mavericks game last night in Dallas, they edged Minnesota, but the game had to start late in Dallas. There was a rain delay because of severe weather outside. The roof of American Airlines Arena was leaking, and not far to the south in Houston, it was raining as well. 3-pointers as the Rockets shot 51% from the arc and rallied from 23 down to beat the Wizards 115-97. This is NCN Sports.
You never know what is going on in someone else's family. You don't know the health of their parents, their family members, their grandparents.
It would be very difficult for me to be vaccinated and for my child not to have that same protection. So it's time for all parents to have that conversation with their pediatricians.
Vaccines are an important part of the puzzle, and we can get back to making sure that their childhood is not a pandemic, but just normal and fun and happy.
Kids have a spot
to take their shot.
Visit myspot.nc.gov to schedule your child's COVID-19 vaccine today.
If you pay your city or town for electricity, you live in a public power community. Public power communities provide electricity to families and businesses from a locally owned and operated system. Public power systems are not-for-profit and provide electricity at affordable rates with unbeaten reliability. Your local public power provider invests in your community, providing local jobs and supporting your local economy. Electricities of North Carolina is the energy behind public power. Learn more at electricities.com.
Carolina Hurricanes return to the ice tonight against the visiting Tampa Bay Lightning at PNC Arena. Puck drops at 7 o'clock. Canes looking to break the snide as they are losers of 4 straight. Meanwhile, the front office for the Hurricanes announcing yesterday the team's acquired forward Max Domi and defenseman Tyler Inamoto in a 3-way trade with the Columbus Blue Jackets and Panthers. They say Columbus will retain half of Domi's salary and Florida will retain 25% of his money. And as part of the deal, Carolina also traded defenseman Aiden Reschuk to Columbus and forward Igor Korshchov to Florida. In NFL news, Buffalo has signed a 1-year contract with former Duke wide receiver Jamison Crowder. And a person familiar with the situation says free agent quarterback Jameis Winston has agreed to return to the New Orleans Saints. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
We're going to see clouds increase throughout the afternoon. Our temperatures will warm up as we maintain a flow out of the south. We will head into the low to mid 70s for today. Overnight will fall into the low to mid 50s. Showers rolling in for the afternoon. We could see a few thunderstorms as well on Wednesday, and some could be strong to severe with highs in the upper 60s and upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
We're currently 45 degrees, still a little cloudy out there. We expect rain to develop sometime later today, rain today in the night, and then possibly on Wednesday we'll have a pretty much all-day rain, 70% on Wednesday, 80% Wednesday night. Then it clears out of here, makes the weekend kind of nice and special. Thursday, mostly sunny, highs around 70, wind gusting to about 19 miles per hour, mostly clear, and lows around 43, gusting to 13 miles per hour. Then on Friday, mostly sunny, highs around 64, gusting to 14 miles per hour. Night mostly clear, lows around 40 Friday night, And then on Saturday, mostly sunny, highs around 64. Wind gusting still going to be a factor. It's 8:30, and you're listening to WCAB's Morning Wake Up Call, hour number 3. My name's Bishop, Jim Bishop. Expecting a call any moment now from Jimmy Fortune, who is going to be at the Foundation on Saturday night, Performing Arts Center. Former member of the Stadler Brothers, Jimmy Fortune, will be here. Since the Stadler Brothers retired, Jimmy has had a highly successful solo career with several country, bluegrass, and gospel hits of his own. Tickets are available now online at foundationshows.org or call 286-9990 for information, or go to the Foundation box office. Jimmy Fortune, Saturday, March 26th at the Foundation Performing Arts Center. So that must be him calling in right now. We hope it is. Get in touch with him. It's 8:31, and we'll talk with Jimmy Fortune on the radio here in just a moment.
WCAB, the golden music sonas.
Well, the man we've been talking about being on the radio show with us this morning is here with us via telephone this morning. He's been on a lot of television stations, been interviewed by a lot of people, but I know the highlight of his career is being right here with us on WCAB. Jimmy Fortune, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Jim. You doing okay today?
Doing great. I'm so honored to have you spend some time with us this morning and getting prepared and ready for the big show on Saturday night. Tell us a little bit about how you got started with the Stadler Brothers.
Well, all that started back in 1982 when I joined up with the Stadler Brothers. I was actually playing in a jam session. It was Thanksgiving 1981, a place called Wintergreen, Virginia, and I went up there to kind of play some music with some friends of mine, and Lou DeWitt happened to be there of the Stadler Brothers. And he was the tenor singer who wrote "Flowers on the Wall" and many other hits for the Stadler Brothers, and he was one of my heroes. I met him that night, and we got to know each other, and I had no idea what would transpire from that moment, but right after Christmas that year, I get a call from the Stadler Brothers, and Lou was going to have to be out for about 6 months, and so they said, well, who do you think, could we get somebody to fill in for you? And he said, well, I heard a kid from the other side of the mountain over in Charlottesville area. He said, his name is Jimmy Fortune. He said, if you give him a chance, I think he could probably do the job. And so I had to go through a process, long story short, of auditions, but they came back to me and wound up hiring me temporarily for about 6 months. And then Lou came back for a couple of weeks in July of 1982, and he just said he didn't think he could tour like they wanted him to, and he asked me if I would do it full-time, be a full-time member of the Stadler Brothers, and I said, I'd be a fool to turn this down. So the rest was history. I was there for almost 21 years.
Wow, what an honor that must have been. Those guys as crazy in person as they always seem to be on television.
Man, I think back on it, it was awesome. It really was. I couldn't have been with many better people in the world because, the thing was that they were all about our God and our families and our country, and it was kind of in that order. Mm-hmm. And it was that way until the last day. And so I've tried to mimic that with my life and my shows as well, to carry on the torch for the Stadler Brothers. And I'm a big advocate for the Stadler Brothers. As long as Jimmy Fortune's alive, I can tell you the Stadler Brothers will live on because I put their music in my show as well. I'm also doing my own thing, but I also never forget where I came from.
Oh, yeah. Everybody loves your number one hit song, Elizabeth. How did that come about for you?
Well, I never had written a song before, and I was with them for a while. I knew that Lou wrote songs, and so I went to Harold, Phil, and Don and said, if I wrote a song, would you guys record it? And they said, well, Harold gave me the most honest answer anybody could ever give. He said, well, yeah, He said, yeah, little buddy. He said, we'll record one of your songs if it's good enough. And so I look back and I see so many God things that have happened in my life, and hard to explain how these things happened. But I always felt like I was almost guided by a higher power to be there, and these things, the little pieces of the puzzle to fall into place. Like, he gave me a song called Elizabeth, and I needed a song at that time. They needed something to kind of, showcase me to the people, and that song did it. And it's a song that's kind of had a life of its own, and continues to be really popular today. So, like I said, I don't really take credit for any of it. I think the good Lord and my mama's prayers is what got me where I'm at today. So,
I know faith plays a lot in your life wholeheartedly, and I know you get that from you being brought up in a faith-filled home with your mother. Does faith, is that a strong aspect for you now?
Oh, faith as far in my family? Oh my gosh, yeah, it's everything to me. Because, and especially in the last couple of years, seeing what's going on in the world, you just see where, if it wasn't for God's good grace and everything, I couldn't survive, and I don't know how people survive without faith. And so it is my anchor in my life, my faith in the good Lord above. I just am a thankful person, and I make it obvious in my shows because I think it's important in today's world that we be thankful. Because it's nothing because of anything that we did. It's all because of what the good Lord and God's grace lets us accomplish, and helps us accomplish.
Another song that many veterans love and appreciate you for writing, that's You're More Than Just a Name on the Wall. How did that come about?
Well, I had a writing session with a good friend of mine by the name of John Rimmel up in Virginia. We used to write together when I lived up there, and I had just started writing songs, and I hadn't been writing very long, and I had this appointment to write, and I had seen where they had built the wall, the Vietnam Memorial in Washington, D.C., and there was a lot of controversy about it, if you can believe that or not. I mean, just people just saying, it wasn't this, it wasn't that, and blah, 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 and you would think that there wouldn't be any controversy over anything like that, but I just had to make a trip up to D.C. to see it for myself, and I walked around and saw the memorials there, and I saw the Vietnam Memorial for the first time, and I got to say, when I saw almost 60,000 names on that one wall, it just hit me. I mean, it just like all of a sudden it became so real. And I saw mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, all these people coming there to find their loved one's name on the wall, to trace their name, and then to, it was emotional. And I could have wrote 100 songs that day, but I picked this one that was, I called my buddy in Charlottesville, John Rimmel, and I said, I know what the title of this song is going to be that we're going to write. And because I looked at all those names and realized that behind each of those names there was a mother, who gave birth to that child. And they eventually went off to school and eventually off to war and all the memories in between and never came home, And so I told him the name of the song was going to be More Than a Name on the Wall. And so I went back home and all these things kind of fell into place, and we wrote that song. And after we wrote it, we sat back and I knew the song was anointed, and it has been one of the mainstays in my shows. If there'll never be a day that goes by that I don't do that song in my show.
Well, it's a great song, and it touches the hearts and lives of many. Now, how many songs have you written altogether, and how many of them became national hits?
Well, when I started there, I hadn't written that many, but I had, with the Stadler Brothers, of course, having not been with the Stadler Brothers, there probably wouldn't have been a Jimmy Fortune, and there wouldn't have been any of these songs because, I just feel like they gave me the break, and all of a sudden, God put the little things into place, But I had 3 number 1 songs with them and 2 other maybe top 10 songs, 2 or 3 others with the Stadler Brothers. And then after they retired, I've done, probably 7 CDs and 3 or 4 DVDs, I think, now that I've had out. And, of course, back then we had a label. We were on Mercury, and Mercury pushed a lot of our stuff. So we had a pretty good team in place to push our music out there. And we were mainstream. Of course, Stadler Brothers were most awarded act in history country music, so we were able to get our songs out there, pretty good. And you knew if you released one, it was going to go to the top of the charts pretty much. And since then, I've been here in Nashville, and I don't know, I've written probably a few thousand songs, I guess, by now, and either written or co-written. Yeah. And out of those, but the first song I ever wrote, now this was kind of unusual, was Elizabeth, and that went to number 1, and that doesn't usually happen, and it doesn't. It was Song of the Year in 1985 in country music, voted on by the fans of country music. Yeah. And then also followed it up with My Only Love, and then Too Much on My Heart, and then More Than a Name on the Wall was also a top 10 song, but it wasn't number 1 because there were 2, believe it or not, there were 2 Billboard reporting stations that wouldn't play it because they're controversial for the Vietnam Memorial, Vietnam War. And so it was kind of sad in a way, but it was number 1 in sales, probably the biggest record we had in sales. So, still, I think that God got his point across there in that.
It still played a lot and listened to it. Back to Elizabeth, I read that you had an opportunity to sing that song to Elizabeth Taylor.
We did. When I was writing the song, or before I got the idea, I kept hearing that name over and over, and we're on our way to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Harold and Don and Phil were big movie buffs, and so they said, "Have you ever seen the movie Giant with Elizabeth Taylor?" And I said, "No, I never had it." So we watched that movie, and I saw Elizabeth Taylor in that movie, and I was like, "Well, there's Elizabeth, the name again," and so I just thought it was a beautiful name, and so I applied it to my the melody that I had in my head, even though it wasn't specifically written for her. I just love the name. But after the song became a hit, we were in old Tucson, Arizona. She was filming a movie called Poker Alice, and it was on her birthday, so they called us and said, "Hey, would you like to come over and sing to her for her birthday?" And maybe they said she loves that song, Elizabeth. And so we went over there, and she was so nice, and came up on the bus and sat down, and we sang Happy Birthday to her. And after we sang Happy Birthday, Harold said, "We wrote this song just for you." And so then it was on. Well, she thought we wrote it just specifically for her. So, but her name was Elizabeth, and we did get to sing it to her. So hey, what the heck?
Yeah, that's right.
I'll go with that.
To be with a group like the Stadler Brothers as long as you were, how did that affect you when they said they were retiring? You were a young man.
Well, I was kind of confused about that time because I kind of thought we'd continue on a little bit longer. But, Harold, he was kind of a private person in a lot of ways, and he didn't say a lot. I'm pretty sure he wasn't feeling great. There were times when you could tell he didn't feel up to par, but he made himself go do it anyway. And I think that had a lot to do with the fact that he just didn't want to go on that road, beat that road anymore. And he loved being home. That was his love. He really loved being home with his family, with his wife, and things like that. And so when they called me in, I guess I was the first one they told. course, and they called for a meeting in the office, and we sat down, and they said, that was in January of 1982. We were fixing to go back on the road, and they said, Jimmy, this is going to be our last year. And so we're going to end it up in October 26th in Salem, Virginia. It's going to be our last date. And they looked at me and said, well, what are you going to do? And I said, well, my daddy always told me, he said, son, it's a good thing you can sing and play guitar a little bit because you are not worth a darn. He didn't say anything else. And so I thought about that, and I thought about a dream I had about my dad, where my daddy was kind of in the dream, told me that I was going to be on my own one day. This was after he passed away. And I thought about that dream, and I said, well, what in the world? And so when I thought about that, I said, well, I guess I got to continue on. But I was scared, and I didn't know how it was going to work out. But I knew that life was getting ready to change big time. And so, you know, they knew that I was kind of like treading on in some areas that I didn't know about. And so they gave me some of the best advice anybody could give me. I said, you know, I was really scared to do it. But Don looked at me and said, look, he said, all you have to do is be yourself. He said, when you came over and auditioned for us, you walked through the door. They said, you didn't even sing. He said, we just fell in love with you as a person. And you became our little brother. And he said, all you got to do is be yourself, and people are going to love you for that. And don't try to be anybody else. And so I didn't. I just went out to be myself, and I didn't try to be the Stadler Brothers all over again because I knew that I could never top that or even compare to it. And so I just started a little bit at a time, and the good Lord took care of me from that point on. So here I am still 20 years later.
Yeah.
Still out here going at it.
Well, it's been full speed ahead for Jimmy Fortune since that day, and I know your solo career is really blooming right now, really doing some great things. Rutherford County and Polk County and Cleveland County fans are excited that you're going to be performing so close to home at the Foundation Performing Arts Center on the campus of Isothermal Community College on Saturday night. What can we expect from the Jimmy Fortune show Saturday night?
Well, the show, we're going to celebrate our God, and we're going to celebrate our country, and we're going to celebrate our families. After what we've been through for the last couple of years, you know, I think celebrating the fact that we have a God that cares for us, and we have a country that has been blessed by God himself over and over again, and we've gone through some hard times, and we've come through some hard things, and we're continuing on in the spirit of love, and we're going to celebrate our families, and we're going to celebrate our veterans in the show. And we also, like I said, we put some, gospel music all throughout my show because that's my first love. And so we just have a good time. We come away feeling like almost like we've been to church, and just a good feeling of love and togetherness, because I sign autographs after the show, and I kind of listen to what people have to say and shake their hands and hug their necks and say thank you, because we can do that now, and thank God. It was really tough during the COVID thing when I didn't have I think my greatest gift is loving people, and when I can love on them and they send me the love back, it's just like keeps me alive, you know. And that's what makes me go. I told my wife, we were talking the other day during COVID when they started it. We thought, well, maybe this is time. Maybe it's time to retire. Maybe this is it. You know, I really thought that. And then as I didn't do it, I told her, I said, I feel like I'm dying. If I don't sing and I don't get in, and not just sing to me, but sing to those people, I feel like I'm dying. Mm-hmm. And so whenever I've been doing shows and I'm out there with the people in front of them, I feel like it's just pumping me full of life and filling me full of life and the love that I need to continue on. And so I don't want to stop. I want to keep on doing it as long as I can.
Well, with all the things going on around the world and even here at home, we need a Jimmy Fortune concert right now. And I think
we're gonna do everything we can to bring a little joy and laughter into people's lives, and we might cry a little bit too. But I always say tears cleanse the soul, and we always I always pay tribute to those that have gone on before. Like, Harold's gone; he passed on last year. Louis passed away back in 1990. My mom and daddy, they're gone now, and people have lost loved ones in the last couple of years, and I mean people that are close to them. And so we come away with songs like Far Side Banks of Jordan and from my Hits and Hymns album, songs like I Believe, and then the old hymns like How Great Thou Art, The Old Rugged Cross. These are songs of inspiration and songs that God has given us to let us know that He's listening and that He has a place for us, for all of His believers that believe in Him. And so that's what the show's about, and that's what I'm all about. So
I happened to see this past weekend, I believe it was this past Saturday night, one of the Bill Gaither telemarketing programs that you were the featured guest, and you were plugging your hymns album, or a CD, or VHS tape, I guess what it was. And some of those songs on there are just outstanding, those that I know and remember from my childhood growing up, and some we sing now. And that was outstanding. And, of course, I guess being in Bill Gaither's presence is quite an honor itself, right?
Well, Bill Gaither, I teamed up with him, I don't know, probably 6 years ago now. And he welcomed me into his, artists that are on Bill Gaither Music Group. And it really tapped me into not just the country field, but then also more into the gospel field as well. And he kind of took a chance on me, I guess, because I am was into country music for a lot of years. So, but Bill Gaither, he saw where my music was positive. It wasn't anything negative. It's all about, hardships in life, which is country music kind of dabbles into that part of life that it's so real that the hardships that you go through in this world. Basically, the country music is more worldly, I guess, than gospel music. But then when you realize that gospel music can help you, when you listen to it, it's so positive and stuff that it can pull you out of these places, these ruts that you might get in your life out here. And so he realized that my music wasn't so heavenly bound that I was no earthly good. I might put it that way. I always felt like Jesus came to this earth, and He just didn't go to the churches and preach. He went to the lowest of the lows and preached to them and said and tried to live, and He lived a positive life and as an example. And so I think Bill Gaither saw that in my music, that it was being positive, but also not forgetting that there are people out here who struggle with addictions, all kinds of things. Everybody does. I mean, everybody's a sinner. And there is forgiveness and through Jesus Christ, and that's the bottom line. If without that hope, we just have no hope. And I'm going to cling to it and point people in the right direction as long as I live.
Amen, brother. Jimmy Fortune, it's been an honor to have you on the show this morning, and thank you so very much for your time. And I look forward to seeing you Saturday night. I've got my tickets already, and we give away a pair of tickets doing the show this week as well. So I look forward to seeing you over at the Foundation on Saturday night, and be safe in your travels.
Jim, thank you, buddy. Thank you for doing a great interview and doing what you do for us, because without you, we couldn't do it, buddy. Thank you so much.
My friend. I'll see you. Bye-bye.
God bless you, buddy.
Jimmy Fortune, Foundation Performing Arts Center at Isothermal, is proud to welcome former member of the Stadler Brothers, Jimmy Fortune, Saturday night, 7:30. Since the Stadler Brothers retired, Jimmy has had a successful solo career with several country, bluegrass, and gospel hits of his own. You heard him say that Elizabeth was the #1 song right out of the box. He wrote and recorded, and it's been a big hit for him all along. He will sing that, no doubt, Saturday night. Tickets are available right now at thefoundationshows.org, online at foundationshows.org, or by phone at 286-9990 or the Foundation box office. Jimmy Fortune, Saturday night. Hope to see you over there. My Great America coming up at 9:05 this morning. Right now, let's hear this.
At Smith Drugs of Forest City, we are continue to offer the COVID-19 rapid testing and the COVID-19 vaccinations. Please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591 with any questions or concerns that you may have. You may also visit our website at smithsdrugsfc.com and schedule your COVID rapid 19 test or your vaccination. Again, if you have any questions, please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591.
It's that time again, time to get the flu vaccines. And Smith's Drugs in Forest City has the flu vaccinations available. Walk-ins Monday through Friday and Saturdays by appointment. And Smith's Drug is asking all their Dream Station and System 1 CPAP customers to call if you need any help with registering your recalled devices. Just call the Home Medical Department for any help or with questions at 828-245-4591. And Smith's Drugs has the Moderna and Pfizer initial shots and the boosters. They also have the flu vaccines at Smith's Drugs of Forest City.
And if you'd like to have 2 free tickets to the Jimmy Fortune concert Saturday night, be caller number 9. Caller number 9 at 287-3356. And you got yourself a pair of tickets in the orchestra section of the foundation. Great seats. So if you can go and want to go, and we'll pick these tickets up here at our place. Caller number 9, 287-3356.
For your next meal, enjoy an award-winning meal from Circle B Barbecue. You can order from a full menu like appetizers to baskets, plates, or sandwiches of pulled pork, pulled chicken, or brisket. Enjoy delicious sides and desserts. Kid menus are available. If you have a special event coming up, call on Circle B Barbecue for all your catering needs. All menu items plus custom orders are available. Call 828-395-2148 or visit them on the web at circlebarbecue.com. That's Circle B Barbecue, 135 West Main Street in Spindale.
Hi, my name is Sam Fender, a retired local police officer. I met Theo several years ago at Bible study. His friendship led me to discover Theo's wealth of experience as a state trooper in problem solving, along with compassion towards those he served. After retiring from the patrol, Theo served as a federal air marshal. When he saw corruption, he fought the federal government and won his whistleblower case. Theo has met with many of you and understands your concerns. His approach to problem solving is professional, accountable, and exactly what Rutherford County needs in a sheriff. Vote for Theo May 17th.
Paid for by Steve Theodoropoulos, Republican for sheriff.
Our winner of the tickets was Frankie Cersei. Frankie Cersei, congratulations. We'll have these tickets right here in our lobby. Please stop by and pick those up. Frankie Cersei was caller number 9. She's got herself a pair of tickets. And if all goes well and the things line up right, I'll have a couple more tomorrow morning to give away. But go ahead and call your tickets in, get your tickets ordered, and let's get together and show Jimmy Fortune how much Rutherford County and Polk County enjoys his kind of music and his kind of lifestyle. My Great America right after ABC News coming up here in just a moment.